Stephanie is doing something not only honest, but extremely brave. Kind of like Davy Crockett. She's giving her icebreaker in sort of an impromptu manner. When she walked in and drove into the Shermo's Galleria tonight, didn't have any idea this was about to happen. But that's the best kind, because that's what life is all about. Getting up here and sharing your thoughts. You'll remember this forever. The title of tonight's speech, which Leanne is Icebreaker, 4 to 6 minutes, is The Purpose of Life. And we shall hear all about her journey. It's a long journey, but you're so young. Your journey.
My journey.
It's your journey. Icebreaker, Purpose of Life.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. By a show of hands, how many of you have ever wondered, why am I here? What's the purpose of life? Where am I headed, and where am I going to end up? Well, let me take you on my journey and my purpose, at least what I think is my purpose. I was born in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Yeah, you know, we're all that friendly, by the way. And as a young girl, my family brought us to California. Now, most Louisianans, being from a southern state, are Catholics. Very Christian. My father grew up in the church, my mother grew up in the church. However, when we moved to California, my mother decided to convert from Catholicism to Buddhism. This was in the 60s. It was a revolution. It was unheard of. And I believe, no matter where we lived, we were pretty much the only kids on the block whose mother practiced Buddhism. We didn't understand it. We didn't really study it. All we knew was it worked. My mother would tell us, chant these words, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, and whatever it is that you want, it will come true. How many of you have seen that movie, What Love's Got to Do with It, with Tina Turner? Did you see how she transformed her life from when she was weak, she felt powerless, to someone who had the courage, confidence, and faith to take charge of her life? Well, that's the transformation that each of us have within us. So, as a little girl, I wanted to search for myself. And that's the opportunity that my mom gave us. She didn't make us practice Buddhism because she decided to convert. So I went to church. I went to Catholic church. I went to Christian church. I was saved twice. One time I was 12 years old, and I used to visit this elderly lady in our apartment complex. And she had her hand on my head. She called to Jesus to save me. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I thought that was the right thing to do. But there were things that just didn't sit quite well with me. I never really felt like I belonged. I didn't belong with the kids that I played with. Either I was too light or not dark enough, or I was not black enough, or whatever, because I'm multi-race. I'm Creole, but I associate with being black. I was always the one who would go up to kids in school and shake their hand and introduce myself and befriend them, because I knew what it felt like not to belong. I'd go to church, I felt like everybody was watching me and wondering who I was. I was always the new kid trying to fit in. So I started questioning, what is the purpose of this life? How do I find happiness? Because I really don't feel happy. So, and I also started wondering, there's someone watching over me, but who decided our fate? For example, I come from a family of 8 kids. All of us are pretty healthy. However, I have one sister, my eldest sister, who at a very young age got spinal meningitis. And my mom has been taking care of her lifelong, since she was 2 years old. Then I couldn't understand, why was it that some people had so much in life while others didn't? Why some people were born rich and some people were born poor, some people were born happy and some people are not? Who decides this? So as I got older, I decided, you know what, I'm going to study Buddhism. I'm going to dig deeper into this meaning of life and these disparities. What does it all mean? So as I started studying and really understanding, what we're taught is that life is eternal. I've been here before. There's no coincidence that when someone comes up to me, I have an immediate connection with them. because we've connected in the past. There's no coincidence that I'm put in a certain circumstance, such as the job that I have, where I have a challenging boss, and that boss really drives me to want to do better, or really frustrates me to go and pray for that person's happiness so that I can transform my life. It's not for them, it's for me. And so the more I did this, the happier I became. And it's not necessarily making somebody convert like I did. However, it's really sharing that happiness with other people. I'm not going to say that my life is perfect, because it's not. But I have had many challenges in my life, and one by one, I've knocked them down left and right. And I can sing praises to that. However, there are times where I'm feeling down and out, and when I don't feel like or have the courage to sit there and pray, I really have to get myself through that day, and then I focus. And there's one thing that I wrote that resonates in my head when I'm feeling that way. Let's say I'm feeling depressed, right? Don't have the will to go on. Don't know what I'm gonna do. So here's what my mantra is. So you're feeling depressed because things aren't going your way? Hold on, stay strong. Tomorrow's a different day. Each day's anew for taking steps to laying the foundation for building a better you. Obstacles are building blocks for becoming strong, gaining wisdom while triumphing on the path that we're on. Although life's everyday burdens can take its toll, don't let them defeat you, take away your soul. When you're all alone, suicide may seem like the only way out. Take responsibility for the choices you've made, dealing with consequences and what life's all about. Weather the storms, because there'll be plenty, and celebrate sunny days. They too will be many. There's nothing worth taking your life, fame nor riches, a cheating husband or wife. Loving yourself is where to begin, because the greatest power comes from within. Thank you.